Hello parents, we are back with another episode that focuses on a scientific study. So let's get into it, and I often love to ask some reflective questions. So have you ever noticed how deeply your child seems to feel the emotions of others? Empathy is such a beautiful trait. But what if I told you that being too empathetic might actually be hurting your child's health, especially in homes where parents argue? Today, we're diving into the surprising new research that reveals how empathy can take a hidden toll on kids and what you as a parent can do to protect your child's well-being. If you're visiting us for the first time, I'm Dr. Taniesha Burke, your positive parenting coach, and welcome to our channel. Before we go on, are you a subscriber? If you're not, we encourage you to subscribe and join our growing positive parenting family from across the world. Empathy is often celebrated as a positive trait, encouraging kindness and emotional intelligence. However, a recent research from Penn State's College of Health and Human Development has uncovered a potential downside to empathy in children exposed to interparental conflict. This study reveals that empathetic children may experience poorer health outcomes in the face of parental conflict compared to less empathetic peers. We're going to discuss what the study found and how it can inform your parenting strategies. The study aimed to explore the link between empathy and health in children who experience interparental conflict. Specifically, the researchers wanted to know how empathy might influence a child's physical response to witnessing conflict between their parents. To answer this question, the researchers collected data from 106 children between the ages of 7 and 9 and their parents. These families were participating in the Family Foundation's initiative, a co-parenting intervention program aimed at improving family relationships. The study's focus on younger children is particularly valuable, as most prior research has centered on older age groups, leaving a gap in understanding how empathy and conflict impact younger children's health. In this study, the researchers used both surveys and biological assessments during home visits with children and their parents. The children completed self-reported surveys about their perception of interparental conflict. They answered questions like whether they felt threatened or blamed themselves when their parents fought. They also reported on their empathy levels by indicating how often they felt sorry for others or cared about other people's feelings. Parents rated their children's overall health on a scale from excellent to poor. Blood samples were collected from the children to measure levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, both indicators of chronic inflammation. While acute inflammation is a healthy response to injury, chronic inflammation has been linked to long-term health problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or even cancer. The study revealed a striking connection between empathy and health in children exposed to conflict at home. More empathetic children showed worse health outcomes in the presence of interparental conflict. These children had higher levels of CRP, indicating greater chronic inflammation, and were rated by their parents as having poorer overall health. Interestingly, more empathetic children did not report higher levels of conflict in their homes. This suggests that even when the perceived level of conflict is the same, highly empathetic children may still be more vulnerable to its effects. The findings suggest that while empathy is generally seen as a positive trait, it can also have negative physiological consequences when children are constantly taking on the emotions of others, especially in environments marked by stress or conflict. This study challenges the widespread belief that more empathy is always better. For parents, it highlights the importance of fostering emotional balance in empathetic children, particularly those who may be exposed to conflict in the home. So here are some parenting tips that we're going to share with you now to consider using with your empathetic child. Our first tip is to teach empathetic children to set boundaries. Empathy is essential, but children should also learn that it's okay to protect their own emotional well-being. Help your child understand that while it's good to care for others, they don't need to take on everyone's emotions or solve every problem. Teach them to recognize when they are feeling overwhelmed and encourage them to set emotional boundaries. Our second tip is to create a low-conflict home environment. While occasional disagreements are natural, reducing the intensity and frequency of conflict in the home can help protect sensitive, empathetic children. If conflict arises, try to resolve it calmly and away from your child's presence. Remember, parents, children don't just overhear arguments, they can absorb the emotional tension. Our third tip is to encourage self-care and emotional regulation. Empathetic children are highly attuned to the feelings of those around them, but they may need guidance in caring for their own emotions. Encourage your child to express their feelings and practice self-soothing techniques such as deep breathing, journaling, or engaging in a calming activity. It's also important to help your child understand conflict. Children who witness interparental conflict may sometimes feel that they are to blame, even when they're not. Make sure your child understands that adults' arguments are not their fault and provide reassurance after conflicts occur. Open communication can ease their anxiety and prevent them from internalizing the stress. Our fifth and final tip for you is that empathy is a strength with balance. Empathy is a powerful tool for building relationships and understanding others, but like any skill, it requires balance. Rather than encouraging children to always put others first, help them develop a healthy sense of awareness. Teach them that caring for others is important, but they also need to look after their own emotional health. This study adds to a growing body of research suggesting that while empathy is valuable, it may come with hidden health risk, particularly for children in conflict-filled environments. As parents, you can take steps to foster a healthy emotional balance in empathetic children by teaching them to set boundaries, offer emotional support, and minimizing household conflict. By doing so, parents can help their children thrive emotionally and physically while still nurturing their empathetic nature. Parents, this study is a reminder that empathy is a gift, but it's one that needs to be handled with care. We're now at the end of reviewing this wonderful new study on empathy in children from Penn University. As a researcher myself, I always look forward to reviewing the latest study in parenting and child development. I do hope that the information shared in this video has been helpful for you. Please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. If you have friends or family who you think may benefit from this content, please share this video with them. Thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye for now.